Alrighty, and welcome to round 2 of the Rookie Series here at Zolder. It is me, Kevin Karais, and I am short a partner tonight. Kato Nasa is staying safe, avoiding Hurricane Helene, which is currently a tropical storm heading towards Florida. So, wishing him the best. Hopefully he is safe and getting away from this storm. But we're here at Zolder, tight track. We have practice closing up in about 10 minutes with qualifying to follow. Quick look at the timetable so far. We have Perot, who won our race last week from start to finish. He was in the pole, started the race in first, and held that position the whole race. Green, who finished second, is in second here in practice, who was about 6/10 behind, but now is just 0.06 behind Perot's time, improving his time. Warm Water, who's had consistent laps all practice, who is in third, also finished third in our first race. Peppers is in fourth currently in practice, about 7/10 behind Perot, who also finished fourth in our first race. Turkey, who finished in 12th place last race, is in fifth so far in terms of his times in practice, followed by Chris King, Lore, Getman, Khan, Mann, Vergara, Harrigan, Ryder, Dino, Chambers, who's a new racer in the Rookie Series this week. She has raced with us in the Wednesday night series, but decided to give the Rookie Series a try as well. Looking forward to seeing how she does. And the number 10 machine, who had a difficult race, looks to rebound today. And Sharp and King so far on the timetable for practice. Alrighty, we're gonna go on board with Perot to see how he's driving this M2 TCX car around Zolder, a tight, twisty track. It's got sweeping turns, but several tight chicanes. Should be interesting how the cars navigate through the chicanes in this car that really relies on momentum. Let's go on board with Perot. For a bit as he goes around the track with 6 minutes left in practice. Just gonna do one final check of the audio before we get started with qualifying in 5 minutes. Alright, so it looks like Perot is returned to the pits. Warm Water's in the pits. We'll be on board with Green, who is trying to improve on his practice lap time, getting a feel for the track, getting prepared for qualifying. As Green decides to take a break. Let's see if Chorizo, Mr. Khan, can improve on his 15th finish from round 1. Let's go on board with him as he goes through the difficult final chicane, heading to the start-finish line to start his next lap. You'll notice that Chorizo, Mr. Khan, is not dropping his car below 3rd gear. Really don't want to drop below 3rd gear in this car unless it's a tight hairpin like this turn right here. Really want to keep the momentum going. We'll see if he can improve on his time, as right now he's about a 10th down from his best time. As he improves to a 144.6, moving him up to 5th place in practice. Looks like he's getting comfortable with the car, running pretty consistent laps as we head to qualifying in just about a minute and a half. As we watch a car cutting through the sand as Peppers goes to the start-finish line. Looks like he's done with practice, getting his final setups in before qualifying. So we take a quick look back at the timetable. Perot improving his lap. Now almost 2/10 ahead of Green's best practice lap with a 142.8. With Green close by, Warm Water 0.8 behind Perot in 3rd, Peppers in 4th. So 1st through 4th in practice is mirroring our race finish last week, with Perot in 1st, Green in 2nd, Warm Water 3rd, and Peppers in 4th. We have Getman, who finished 11th. Not sure if he had difficulties that dropped him back to 11th, but he's up there in 5th. Khan is in 6th, Harrigan 7th, Turkey in 8th, Chris King in 9th, Lore in 10th. Then we have Mann, Vergara, Nixon, Ryder, Thompson, the 333 machine, Dino in 16th, Chambers, new driver to the Rookie Series, in 18th, Donis in the 10 machine in 19th, and King in 20th. All right, as everyone's returning to the pits, preparing for qualifying, which will start very shortly.
Green light, give it all you can.
Alrighty, and qualifying is starting. The track state is fast. We got a nice 14 degrees Celsius with overcast weather. No rain for the Rookie Series, as we'll ride along with Perot to see how he does starting qualifying. He was our fastest by about 2/10 in practice. Fastest in qualifying in our last race at Monza. With Monza and Zolder being two very different tracks, but again, he is looking very quick here at Zolder. Let's see if he can match his 1:42.8 during practice as the track state improves over this qualifying session of 15 minutes. So everyone going out on their out laps. These initial laps coming out of the pits will not count towards their time. Everyone trying to find a gap in the track, get some clean air to try to set their fastest times possible. As Perot goes through the final chicane, the last of the 3 chicanes here at Zolder, ready to start his first flying lap. With a car coming out of the pits, this could be interesting. We'll check in with some of the other drivers. As Warmwater, who finished 3rd last race and was 3rd in practice, has a nice gap behind Green in the 747 machine, who finished 2nd place last race. As behind Warmwater, we see 5 cars tight together, with Peppers in the 24, Thompson in the 333, Ryder in the 18, as Green warps back to the pits, looking to reset his qualifying. So we'll check in with Peppers here. He's kind of in the middle of 5 cars, hoping that he can get a clean lap here. Very easy to invalidate your lap, meaning you're going outside of the track limits, as he does there, getting all 4 tires outside of the white line in that chicane. Very difficult, that chicane in a GT3. Haven't had experience in the M2, but I can imagine it is much harder to control through those chicanes here at Zolder. So Pepper's invalidated, trying to gather himself for another run, find another gap in the field. As Ryder, who finished in 10th last race, currently provisionally in 2nd place with warm water on provisional pole. Ryder with a 1:44.7. Harrigan looking to set a lap. As Sharp with a 1:51, currently in 9th and drops down to 10th. As the times keep coming in and keep improving. As it looks like Dino takes a little trip in the sand. Try to gather themselves to run another lap. There he is back in the pits. Turkey currently with a best of 1:45.1. A few seconds off the best of practice, currently in 5th. Looks like down a few seconds here in this lap. So this lap's not going to improve Turkey's time, as he still has 9 minutes to go in qualifying. Getman looks like they're on a slower lap as well. As Lore jumps up to 7th with a 1:45.3. Chris King in 3rd with a 1:44.3. So we'll take a step back to see the current times as Perot gets his clean lap and comes in with a 1:42.9. 7.7. A little bit shy of his best in practice. We'll see if he can improve, as the track is still fast. Warm water provisionally in 2nd place, about 7/10 behind, about the same time difference as he was from Perot in practice. Chris King, who finished 8th, currently in 3rd. Ryder in 4th. As I scan the track, looks like the 12 of Nixon is crossing the line. And they don't improve, staying in 12th place, matching their car number. So we have Dino crossing the line, not improving. Green up next to cross the line. And Green sets their clean lap of qualifying, jumping up to 2nd place provisionally at right about 1:43 flat, a little bit over, 6/10 behind Perot. And Warm Water improves slightly, but still in 3rd place, gaining a 10th on their best time. So the top 3 currently in qualifying looking very familiar with the top 3 at the end of our round 1 race at Monza with Perot, Green, and Warm Water. We'll see if Peppers can improve their time. Currently in 8th. He finished 4th last race. As we got Mr. Khan about to cross the line, we'll see if he will improve his time. Looks like his time is going to stay as it is, so for now. And Turkey having a moment, teleporting back to the pits. The times keep coming in here in qualifying. The 41 of Harrigan having a moment. We'll follow along with Perot as they cross the start-finish. Improving to a 1:42.4. The best time Perot has put in this M2 TCX machine here at Zolder. Improving on his best practice time by 4/10. Currently 4/10 ahead of Green, who is right at where Perot was running in practice at a 1:42.8. As Green has some traffic ahead of him, hoping to have a clean track here so they can try to catch Perot's 1:42.4. As it looks like Dino in his fancy purple, green, and white livery is having a little picnic in the sand. A brief one back on track. And Turkey, that chicane is very tough as Turkey goes wide, takes a right when he needed to take a left, and Green looks like invalidated through that chicane. As let's see, Perot is right behind Green here. Let's go on board to see if they're improving. Oh, a 1/10 and a half up. We'll see if Perot can keep this green lap here through the final chicane. A very difficult chicane, but these BMWs can take the curbs as, oh, looks like just a little bit of a moment at the end and will not improve with a 1:42.6. There's a warm water on a green lap with 3/10 up, but has some slower traffic ahead of him. Looks like that's gonna take Warm Water's green lap out. Let's see if Warm Water can maybe pull back here, knowing that they're not gonna improve, and find a gap to go again. Oh, looks like Warm Water is going to stop, maybe teleport back to the pits and find an opening. As yes, they teleport back to the pits. Green on an invalid slow lap. Chorizo up 6/10 going into the final chicane. Chorizo really hoping to get down into the 1:44s and improve on his 12th position currently. Oh, as takes it cleanly up to 8/10 ahead. Slowing down a little bit on exit, but still improved. And Chorizo jumps to 10th with a 1:44.6, solidly in the 1:44s. Big improvement for Chorizo with 3 minutes left, hoping to improve some more as more and more cars cross the finish line. Peppers improved to 4th place now provisionally, down to a 1:44 flat with a 1:43.9 as his last lap, but unfortunately was invalid, and that's not going to count for his qualifying times. Currently up 3/10. We'll see how he can do through here. Still valid. Takes that cleanly, improving his time. Oh, a little bit slow on exit, but still green with 2 minutes left in qualifying. Looks like he's got the gap to finish this cleanly. We'll see if he can improve. As the grid filler improves his time to a 1:43.7. Very solid lap, giving him a little bit more of a cushion in 4th place. This rider is starting their lap. Thompson invalid. Oh, Harrigan having a moment. We'll see if he can get another lap in. Chambers with an invalid lap. Maybe has time for one more. We'll go through as Turkey's on a bit of a slower lap, looking to reset himself for the final go. Getman looks like they're done. We'll go through the field. Lore a little bit down. Oh, and Lore has a moment into the wall. I think that's going to be qualifying for Lore with only 45 seconds left. Perot, our provisional pole sitter, currently improving his time. How he can keep improving his time, I'm not sure, but is 2.5 tenths up as we have the number 10 car in the sand. We'll see Perot. As the time runs down to 0, anyone who has started a lap prior to the 0 timer will be able to continue and finish that lap. So as we have the number 4 car, looks like just doesn't cross the line, and that'll be it for the 4. For the 18, it looks like the 222 and Chorizo in the 343. As Chambers has a moment in the chicane, that'll do it for her. And our provisional pole sitter, who is down on this time, is going to stay at 142. Let's see the 10 car. The 10 car is invalid. Go to the 19th of Dino, is up a lot of time, but looks like took a track cut to gain that time. The 12, let's get to the 12. The 12, nope, is done. Hopefully we'll get out of the way for Man, who's up 5 tenths. Hoping to improve on their 14th position currently. And actually finished 14th in our last race at Monza. Looking solid, a little bit of a moment there, but still green. As Peppers looks like has a moment and is done, and that'll do it for qualifying. So as it stands, we have Perot with the blistering 142.4, improving on his best practice time by 4 tenths. Our provisional pole sitter our pole sitter was in pole last race at Monza, pulled away from the start and finished the race in first from start to finish. We'll look back at the qualifying times. So Perot fastest through every sector, purple sectors everywhere with the fastest lap. Green in second place, 4 tenths back in qualifying. Green was in second last race. Peppers in third, jumping Warm Water with a 143.4. Warm Water in fourth. Chorizo in fifth. Turkey in sixth. Ryder in seventh. King in eighth. Chris King in eighth. Getman in ninth. Vergara rounding out our top 10. And then we have Harrigan, Lore, Donis in the 10 machine, hoping to redeem themselves after a tough race. We'll see if they can keep up their pace and have a solid finish. Mann in 14th, Thompson in 15th, Nixon in 16th, Dino in 17th, who was battling tough last race at Monza in that 8th, 9th, 10th position. There were some great battles last race, hoping to improve on their 17th starting position. Sharp in 18th, L. King in 19th, and Chambers, who jumped in at the last moment for this race, rounding out our field in 20th. Alrighty, so right now we have our driver's briefing. So we have about 8 minutes until we get our formation lap started. Drivers are hearing all of the important safety information, especially with this tight track here at Zolder, 20 cars in the field. You're going to have to be mindful of cars around you, always being aware, watching out for people in your blind spots, coming into corners, being mindful that if you're waiting for the person in front of you to brake, to start your braking, that is going to be too late, as Chorizo, who starts in 5th, always says. Going over important caution information. No full lap cautions here at ARL in the rookie series. We have sector cautions where drivers are expected to slow down around crashes, and drivers hearing information about rejoining the track safely. When you're off track, you need to wait until the track is clear before rejoining, watching their relative, all the important racing information. So, as we wait for our driver's briefing to finish, looks like we have a few people here watching the stream. Hopefully you don't get bored of just me talking by myself. So I just want to hear from you. Who do you guys think's going to win the race? Do we think Perot is going to get their 2nd win in a row? Who are we rooting for here tonight? I'm excited for this race. These rookie races are always fun. These BMW M2s, if you haven't given it a try, you should jump in. They are a fun car to race. I was in the rookie series last season. First time ever racing the car. It was really fun. Once you get to know the car and its little quirks, it's a really fun car to drive. Key with this car is keeping the momentum rolling, so you never want to stop too much because it's going to take a very, very long time for it to accelerate back up to speed. So you want to keep that momentum going as much as possible here with the M2. Looks like they're moving pretty quick. Perot with a 142. I was practicing in the death machine that is the McLaren for me last night, and I wasn't doing much faster than this, so we'll see how Perot does, seeing if they can start from pole and finish from pole again. Green, who was a very tough competitor last season, had some really good races with Green last season, trying to get that first win this season, trying to catch Perot, who is just a very fast driver, has improved a lot. But hopefully Green, who it is currently Wednesday in Australia where Green is, seeing if he can get that win. Peppers in 3rd, my grid filler teammate, always rooting for Peppers, seeing if he can keep up with Green and Perot. Peppers doing a lot of battling last race with Cherry, who unfortunately isn't here tonight. Hopefully Cherry can join us next week, who finished in 5th behind Peppers last race. Battling in these cars is really going to slow you down. So we'll see if Peppers can avoid some battles. But he's got Warm Water right behind him. Warm Water, very fast driver, finished in 3rd, who's definitely going to want to get that place back from Peppers and try to catch up and keep up with Green and Perot. We have Chorizo looking to improve on his 15th position, starting in 5th. Definitely a good start if he wants to do that. We have Turkey, who I believe was who was 5th in practice, who's now in 6th after qualifying. I believe was quick in qualifying last race. Had a moment and battled back up to 6th. I might be confusing the Wednesday race for Turkey. Forgive me. Ryder is in 7th, who finished 10th last race, so starting in a better position. Hopefully can gain some spots here at the race start. As we got 2.5 minutes left before the formation lap starts. Our formation laps here at ARL for PlayStation 5 ACC use the nannies. So what we call the nannies, it's a little guide for all the drivers that keeps them in position. They're going to follow that guide around the track one full lap before they get started on a rolling start with these TCX machines. Alrighty. So we got about 2 more minutes. Really missing Kato here. Hopefully Kato is safe and everything is secure with that storm coming. I don't know how Kato does it. Kato's the main person on our 2-person team here for the Rookie Series broadcasting. I don't know how he does it. I kind of just go off of Kato, so we'll see how it goes. But once the racing gets started, we'll have lots of action to follow. Excited to see people joining the stream. I'm sure lots of you will be watching this race back after the fact. For those of those racers on track currently, I'm excited. Should be a fun race as I mute my controller. Here we go. Alrighty. So with 30 seconds, everyone needs to hit drive. Hopefully everyone is aware during the driver's briefing. If they fail to hit drive when the timer hits 0 on the session start here on the top of the screen, they will start from the pits. They will not be a lap down, as there's the 30-second timer as everyone is hitting drive. Looks like we have some cars started. I'm hitting drive. We're going to jump on board with our leader. Oh, just passed them. Perot. Here we go. Alrighty, I'm excited. This is the anxious time. If I was in their shoes, the butterflies would be going, getting a little nervous, a little excited. Oh, as it looks like the 222 of warm water starting in the pits. Oh, so unfortunate. Yes, warm water is not moving. Oh, that is a tough break for warm water, as he's going to have to battle through the entire field of about 20 cars, 21 cars. We're not sure how many other people are spectating currently. But, oh, man, that's a tough one for warm water, who was going to start in 4th place, but now will have to start all the way in the back. So as it stands now, we have Perot in 1st, Green starting in 2nd, Peppers in 3rd, and Chorizo, the fortunate one, moving up to 4th place. The entire field moving up 1 spot from their qualifying positions, as that is tough. We'll see if it works out for warm water, though, with this track being very tight and these cars having a very difficult time slowing down. We'll see if there's some chaos that lets warm water catch back up to the field quickly, as he's going to have to take a long pit exit out of the pits here at Zolder. Pits here at Zolder, very, very interesting, I would say. Very different from a lot of other tracks. As you come down heading into the final chicane. You head straight through into the pit lane, and then exiting the pit lane, you are following along with turn 1, that curve of turn 1. You are able to go as fast as you can, but as a few of us in practice yesterday saw, you can make friends with that wall very easily. As drivers are trying to warm up their tires, the field is bunching back up. We are side by side as someone goes wide, maybe not sure that, forgetting that they can just teleport through another car. Let's see, let's change the camera as we go. Oh. As they come up to the start finish, Perot in first, looking to.
Green light, green
Here
light.
we go,
Go,
green
go.
light. Here we go. As Perot goes into turn 1 with green side by side. As warm water has to sit in the pits for a few seconds, and warm water's going. Here we go. As Perot and Green look like they're pulling away from the field yet again. About 2 seconds ahead of Peppers. Building that gap. We'll see if Peppers can hold off Chorizo through the first chicane. Here we go. No drama through the first chicane as we follow along with Chorizo. Heading to that second chicane. Looking very clean from the rookies. The rookies were very clean at Monza on lap 1, unlike the Wednesday series, but looking very clean as positions are being held. Following along, being very cautious. There's a few cars go wide there at the exit. Going into the final chicane, a very difficult and awkward turn. And oh, we have an incident as a car is facing the wrong way. That is the 21 of Vergara. Tough start for Vergara as they try to rejoin. And they let Warm Water through. Warm Water trying to catch back up to the field. Vergara, unfortunately, all the way back in last after that moment. Let's get back to our leader on this for second lap. As Perot 1 second ahead of Green. Perot and Green with a nice little comfortable lead behind Peppers as he tries to catch back up with them. Alrighty. Green fighting to gain some time back. Trying to keep up with Perot, but Perot is very quick with the fastest lap so far at a 1:47, but these times will go down as the race progresses and their fuel load continues to drop. So it looks like we have a little bit up until the 17 car. We have a little bit of a pack from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars in this lead pack, with the number 10 machine of Donis leading the second pack. Let's check in with the 18 car here. We'll ride along with the 18 car as they try to catch. Oh, and there's a moment. Oh, through that final chicane. It is so easy to to get on the power after going over that final curb and spinning right, as it looks like several cars did there. As we're following along with Chambers, her first race here with the M2. As Warmwater is working his way up the field in the 222 car. Warmwater securing the pass for 17th place. We'll follow along here for the moment. As Thompson in the 333 looking for an overtake on Lure in the yellow car. And Warmwater taking a look inside, but a little bit too far to dive in there. He'll have to gain some positions back at another time. Very clean chicane there for Chambers, especially for just jumping in at the last moment. As we'll jump on with Turkey, who is trying to gain on Peppers. So the time's falling quickly. We have 143s from the top few positions. Looking very, very quick for some of these drivers. With Perot still in the lead. Oh, and the 22 of Sharp. Oh no. Sharp falls back into last. Unfortunate, but the cars are still close. See if he can get back. See if he's dealing with any damage. Yeah, looks like a little bit of front end damage. Oh, and Turkey, no! As I just pass Turkey having a moment in the grass. Excuse me. There we go, and Turkey's back up and running. Car looking pretty clean, so maybe just had a moment. Got off track a bit. Ooh, as he saves that one through there. Oh, Chambers, unfortunately, with the yellow in the back of the field trying to rejoin. Let's follow in with our top three, as Peppers looks like has closed the gap slightly. Okay, so Perot and Green running 142.7s. Very quick times here, only on lap 5. Gaining several tenths on Peppers there, pulling away. We got Green and Perot running 1-2. We'll follow along with Green as he tries to chase down our leader. There we go. Green actually with the fastest lap of the race so far. 5 tenths back. So within striking distance. So just trying to keep himself there in Perot's mirror. Not let Perot pull away and gain a massive lead and feel too comfortable. As our leaders, looks like they're going to be coming into some traffic soon. As Chambers looks like is moving slowly down the start-finish straight. Always tough to join a race at the last moment with not too much experience in a completely different car that drives very different from the GT3s. But it is great that she came out here, get some more experience with cars. And these BMWs As Green, oh, saves it, but is going to lose some time to Perot. And we'll see if Perot can pull away here. Stretching that gap as Green has lost about 5/10. And Perot's up to a second and a half ahead. Let's check in with some other drivers in the back. Back behind him as, oh, Nixon going wide into the gravel. Hoping to rejoin safely. And does rejoin. No, as Nixon takes a tap into warm water, causing them both to go swerving off track. Unfortunate for warm water. Looks like they're back on. Warm water's back on track. But warm water was moving up through that field, trying desperately to get back to his original starting position at least. But it's going to be tough from there. We have Ryder as the 5th, 6th, and 7th place cars in a little battle here. We have Ryder, Getman, and Chris King in 5th, 6th, and 7th. We will join the 7th place car. There you go. Here we go. As they battle for position. It looks like Getman and King gaining about 5/10 of a second on that lap on Ryder, closing that gap, keeping this little three-way battle alive, looking to gain that 5th position. So we have 3 cars battling for 5th here at Zolder. Very fun track. I personally like it a lot. It's a tight track. It's going to be interesting with lots of cars as there is Chambers. Oh no, unfortunately off track again, but doing the right thing, holding her brakes until it is safe to get back on track. Letting Turkey by there, the 27 car. Heading into the chicane, Getman is very, very close. As King with an excellent chicane there, looking very smooth, keeping that momentum going, rejoining this battle again. Only 5/10 back behind Getman. As they're gaining on Chorizo there in that orange and white Chorizo racing car. Very distinct color livery for the white Chorizo racing team. Oh, and Chris a little bit slow through that final chicane as Getman and Ryder pull away. We'll get on board with Getman here. There you go. We'll get on board with Getman. See what Getman's seeing. And I will get out of your ears and let's see this battle here as Getman tries to gain this position on Ryder. Starting the next lap here. Getman trying to make a move. Not there yet. With Chorizo getting closer in their sights. So it looks like Ryder and Getman, while Getman is trying to get this position, are kind of working together here to close up on Chorizo in 4th place. Getman really trying, really battling for this position. As I look around the map, I see the 999, the triangle here on your screen. Going through the final chicane is still in first, with Green still very close behind him. Pepper's kind of unfortunately in no man's land, a little bit, about 9 seconds behind Green, and 10 seconds ahead of Chorizo and some time behind Green, kind of all alone. Kind of feels like you're running practice laps, as we have Chorizo in 4th running a 144.5, Ryder running a 144.4, gaining some tenths on Chorizo. Hopefully Chorizo can keep his cool here and keep these guys behind him, as Ryder and Getman and King is still, Chris King still not too far behind on this battle in 7th place. Let's check in as the number 41 car of Harrigan, who finished 6th place last race, is unfortunately in the pits. Looks like he's repairing some damage. Must be some serious damage that he's repairing. Unfortunate for Harrigan, as the 4 looks like is slowly getting back on track. As we continue watching this battle for 5th. Close battle. And they're both gaining on Chorizo still. We'll see. Well, Chorizo keeping the gap, but still in their sights. Is Getman really getting on Ryder's bumper? Ryder being defensive, going inside, getting back out for a good line through this difficult hairpin in this M2 car. Very difficult turn to make with these cars that do not like stopping and have a very difficult time getting back up and going. Alrighty, as the field, as you can see on the map, has spread out quite a bit with a few little tight packs. Let's check in. I was gonna pull away, but Getman, getting a little wide. Ryder getting some breathing room, but Getman doing a really good job of saving it there, slowing down enough and not dipping his tires completely in the gravel there and staying safe. Alright, so King gaining on Getman now, but let's check in with the rest of the field. Let's see, we have Lore in 13th, trying to gain on Man, who's about 8 tenths ahead out of the exit of that final chicane. Looks like they're running about the same lap times at about 146.9, 147. So pretty even lap times there. We'll see if Lore can gain a few tenths and close that gap. As we check with our leader, who has the fastest lap. Oh, and there's a moment. Chambers looks like is off track as the leader drives through. Perot and Green are through. So Chambers doing a great job of staying safe and rejoining safely. Alrighty. There's the 41, and Chambers getting back on track. We'll see Chorizo in the battle behind Chambers that we were following along before. Let's see how they deal with some traffic as they battle, as they get up to Chambers going through turn 1 here. I'll get in with a little bit of a moment. Oh, Chorizo on the inside. Uh-oh. Looks like they get through that incident safely. But Chorizo falling back to 7th. Very unfortunate. I think I had my eyes off of it for a moment. Didn't see what happened. But Chorizo dropping back to 7th. But back on track. Or still on track. Looking to rejoin this little battle here.
We are halfway through, not over yet.
As we are halfway through our 40-minute sprint race here at the Rookie Series Season 2 for ARL. Check out the description for the link to the Discord if you're interested. We do PlayStation 5 ACC. We have GT3 races. These M2 BMW Rookie Series. We're going to move to crossplay for Xbox drivers, so stay tuned for next season. Hopefully will be crossplay involving some Xbox drivers. Lots of more stuff here at ARL with GT7 on Saturdays, Gran Turismo, and of course, as you can see flashing on screen, brought to you by Tamiya, a great RC. Sorry, I was watching as they went through the final chicane. A great company with a great selection of RC cars. Lots of different cars. Any kind of car you like, they have lots of different options. So go check out their website. As we continue to watch this tight battle. Keeping about the same distance between each other of about 5 to 8 tenths, going back and forth as Getman slowed down a little bit when you dip your tires in the gravel there outside of that sweeping right-hander. The gravel's going to slow you down quite a little bit. Oh, and those curbs slowing you down a little bit more, as we see in his rear view. King gaining, but very difficult to pass here out of this tight track. Really gonna have to capitalize on drivers' mistakes with 20 minutes to go. Sprinting and battling for every position they can. Let's check back in with our leader, who is in first, started in first, still is in first as they are going through some lap traffic. See the 333 of Thompson there that they're passing. Green behind. They both ran about a 146. I'm not sure. Maybe slowed down from some traffic. Probably that's the case. But Perot with a race fastest lap of 142.2. Even quicker than his qualifying lap. I don't know how that is possible. Probably from the track state improving to optimum. Not sure if there was enough cars for the track state to get to optimum during qualifying, but Perot again starting from pole is in pole. Starting from pole this race is continuing to stay in first place through the halfway mark with about 16 minutes to go. We'll see if he can keep his nerve as Green a much closer second this time around in round 2 here at Zolder. Keeping himself in that mirror of Perot. We'll see if Perot can hold his nerve and continue these fast laps for the rest of the race. As we have a Chorizo moment. Oh no, Chorizo is yellow. Let's see if I can get back to Chorizo. Oh, did I go through? There you go, there's Chorizo. As he's back in driving. Let's see how his car is looking. Ooh, with some major front end damage. He had an oh no moment and met the wall. It seems like with that much damage. These M2s can take a beating, but his hood and front end having not their best day. Oh man. As Chorizo, but still in 7th place, not falling too far behind. We'll see if he can drive his car with this damage and keep it on track as he goes through the final chicane, heading back to the start finish as he completes his 14th lap, yes, here at Zolder. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go back just to see some of the times. We have Perot in first, Green about 2 seconds behind, Pepper's kind of in no man's land, 12 seconds behind Green, just hoping for a mistake at this point in the race. So we have a tight battle here with Lore in 13th and Vergara, nope. Oh, and Man right here trying to catch up with Lore. So we'll go back to drive and we'll get to that. As Peppers passes Sharp, who had a moment earlier in the race. Here we go. So it looks like our closest battle for the moment is right here, the battle for 12th. As Man is trying to catch up to the 960 car, going through this tough chicane, but these BMWs can ride over those curbs, no problem. Just got to be careful accelerating while doing so. Oh, as Lord definitely with a track cut there, cutting that chicane and gaining some time. In ACC, you get a warning for cutting the track and gaining time. Looks like Lord definitely did there, gaining some time here on Man, pulling up to a second, over a second ahead now. But you get 3 warnings, and your 4th track cut, you will get a drive-through penalty where you have to go through the pits, turn the pit limiter on. You're driving at a very slow rate of speed through this pit lane as they're riding parallel through here. The start-finish straight. As looks like Man miss their braking point a little bit, having a slow exit there, but gaining on Lore. So it looks like the 14th and 15th place Vergara and Nixon are very close as well, but behind these two, battling for position. We'll see if we can look here from looking out the back window of Vergara's 21 machine at Nixon coming in with the full head of steam. Nixon looking to make the pass here. It's going to be very difficult through the chicane. We'll see. Oh, and Nixon pulls back in. Vergara makes a mistake cutting the track, gaining some time there. Looks like Vergara got a warning for sure, but gives him a little bit of breathing room. As Nixon, looks like Nixon braked late, but doing a good job of just barely missing hitting the rear end here of Vergara. I apologize, I was muted that whole time. So Perot, as I was saying, I apologize. Doing a great job dealing with the traffic there. Getting by 3 cars that were battling. Oh man, I do not know how long I was muted. I apologize, everybody who is watching. As Chorizo dealing with so much damage, his wheel is probably 45 degrees turned. It's got to be so tough to drive that car. As Green tries to get through those 2 cars that were battling, as Nixon has a moment there going off track. Perot wiggling a bit, but staying on track. Not having a moment with 2 minutes left in the race. Perot's looking good with a buffer of 3 cars between him and Green in second. Perot again with a starting in pole, taking the lead through turn 1, pulling away. Not pulling away as much as he did, as looks like goes a little bit wide, and Nixon gains some track position back. See if Perot can just stay safe here. As Nixon looked like he was trying to go to the side to let him by, but not quite. As you see, Green there now only 2 seconds behind with only 1 minute left. We'll see if there will have another lap here at Zolder for the Rookie Series. Green trying to get past Lore. Nixon going wide but not crashing in front of Perot. Really precarious moments here as Perot tries to finish this race. Green looking on the inside there of Lore. Looks like they're side by side. Yep, side by side exiting. As Green will take that position. But Perot again safely gets past Nixon. And looks like we'll cross the start finish as the 25 and the 747. Oh no.
Give it all you can.
Green connecting with the 25 of Man in that final chicane on the second to last lap. Looks like Perot is going to, barring any unforeseen mistakes, not expecting many from Perot, who has continued to drive this M2 excellently through the first 2 rounds. Looks like we'll comfortably drive now that he's through some traffic to victory. Just got to keep it nice and safe and steady through here. Doesn't need to push. As we check through the field, Warm Water battling back up to 7th position. Looks like that's where he's going to finish. Doing a great drive, battling up to 7th after starting from the pits, unfortunately. Having a bit of a moment on an early lap when he battled up to 12th. Losing a few more positions and then gaining back up to 7th. Excellent drive from Warm Water. As we check in with Green, trying to get past Lore here. At 11 seconds behind Perot, and we'll get back to the leader for the finish. As Perot, for the 2nd week in a row, starts from pole.
Leader has finished the race.
Goes start to finish in first place. Excellent, excellent drive. Just blistering speed at 142.2 as his fastest lap of the race. Green finishing in second. Peppers rounding, crossing the start-finish line. In third, getting his first podium of the season. Ryder, who was battling with Getman for a very long time, looks like is going to... Oh, it's Turkey, who had a moment early in the race, really wants that fourth place, but unfortunately is going to be a little bit too late. As Ryder finishes in fourth, Turkey in fifth. Great race from Ryder, just holding off, being very good defensively the whole race, battling people trying to take his position. Awesome, got to be careful doing donuts, don't want to get disqualified. Post-race, as we watch Dinosaur, who's got King in his mirror. King, who was battling up in higher positions, has fallen back to 10th, but trying to gain back one more spot through the final chicane. Oh, he took a big chunk of that curb, trying to gain some time as Dino finishes in 9th position. Chris King in 10th. And we'll check in with the field. So, with the final standing. So, again, we got Perot with back-to-back wins. That's going to do great things for his points here in the Rookie Series. Green in second consecutive second place. Peppers with his first podium. So, Perot, Green, Peppers, the 1, 2, 3 tonight. Ryder with an awesome race, battling and defending, secures fourth position. Turkey battling back in fifth. Getman in sixth, who was battling with Ryder that whole race. Awesome drive from Getman. Warmwater battling all the way back from last in seventh place. The number 10 car, Donis, with an awesome drive, finishing in eighth. Dino with a solid ninth, back-to-back ninth place finishes for Dino. King, Chris King in 10th. Nixon in 11th. Lure in 12th. Mann in 13th. Chorizo having a few oh no moments, dealing with that serious damage, falling back to 14th. Thompson in 15th, L. King in 16th, Sharp in 17th, Vergara in 18th, Chambers in 19th, and Harrigan in 20th. Alrighty, so that'll do it for the Rookie Series Round 2. I apologize for that long time of muted microphone. I will get that fixed next time. Had to cough, muted my mic, and seemed to forgot to turn it back on. But thank you for joining me, solo commentating this race. Looking forward to seeing you back here next Tuesday night at 9:15. Until then, have a great one.